Hey there everyone, I'm Kaiser Neko, and this is the episode breakdown. And this week, we're covering episode 47. Now, I have 2 of these to get out in a week, so we're gonna cut right to the chase on this one. Starting us off, lip flaps. First, both the shots of Piccolo and Android 17 have modified lip flaps. Piccolo's is pulled from another scene entirely, while 17's had to be altered, as he doesn't actually speak in this shot. Same in this shot immediately following Cell here. With this shot of 18, I actually gave her an O shape for her mouth, as to better fit her dialogue. I gave Chi-Chi new flaps here. 17 originally does not speak in this shot, but I was able to draw a closed mouth shot that worked with what was available. I also drew new flaps for 18 here. In this shot, Cell doesn't talk, so I just used the frames available to me as he moved and closed his mouth and made them work. Here's a slightly tricky one. 17 does not originally talk in this shot, so I borrowed flaps from another scene and pasted them here. The tricky part was his hair. I had to draw that part in myself. In this shot, I actually kept Cell's mouth closed as he was leaning over. Also, doesn't this look just all kinds of goofy? In this shot of 16, I had to copy flaps from an earlier scene, then retrace them to upscale them appropriately here, where 16 does not originally talk. These lip flaps here, completely new, drawn by our wonderful and regular guest artist, Stefan Krosix. 17's flaps here, drawn by me, as were Cell's flaps here. And 16's here. Boom! Lip flaps, done! Now for the real meat. Visual edits. 2 things to start us off. I actually altered the intro sequence, making 2 small alterations. For this shot of Goku, I decided to make it a bit cleaner, and fix his hair a bit. As well, in this shot of Krillin here, I decided to add a blur as the camera switches focus. The first big visual edit to the episode wouldn't take place until much later, where Piccolo's arm is slowly sinking. See, the major problem here is that in the original shot, his arm sinks far too quickly, and there's not enough room for Kami and Nail's dialogue. So, using the roto brush, I took a loop of the water without his arm, then posted the arm under it and animated it sinking. It was a somewhat tough edit, if merely because of how long it took. I would do something similar in this next shot of Android 16's hand slowly landing on Cell's shoulder. See, I wanted him laughing until he felt 16's hand squeeze. However, in the original shot, the laughter ends much earlier than that. So, I roto-brushed in 16's hand. Okay, I'm not gonna lie, I'm actually kind of embarrassed with this next edit. It was such a stupid mistake, and it can definitely go in the book of errors the series has made. See, this is the original shot. I needed him facing this way though. However, the R's on the red ribbon emblem needed to be corrected. So I did. And then I forgot to move the emblem to the correct spot. Because I'm an idiot. The next big edit is Cell's tail here. It's the original tail, cut out, then resized. I then wiggled it with the motion blur on to simulate the strain of him trying to suck up 16. I also drew his eyes closed here. In this shot, I moved Cell's eyes down and replaced the background with the ground to give the illusion of him being on his back, looking at 16. In this little shot, I removed the black action lines. As for this next edit, the reason I animated the energy building up here is because of Cell's lines about seeing a light. I mistakenly assumed he charged up during this shot, so I had to fix that. It's a simple particle effect. Also, for this shot here, I drew in the energy that had already been gathered. I had to edit out Piccolo from this shot with some roto brushing and background replacement. I also added a small blush to 18 here. In the shot of 17, I kept his head looking to the right to make the animation smoother, and made the entirety of this sequence in After Effects. Thank goodness that Pokemon font is available. Also, the sprites are from Dragon Ball Z Legendary Super Warriors, and I found them at the Spriters resource. Boom! Done! Now, let's talk about fun facts. It was a heavy debate on whether or not we'd show Cell's transformation at the end. We didn't want to make the episode too long, but by the time we got to it, we decided it would be the best way to leave the episode off. Piccolo originally was going to have a conversation in this scene with Nail and Kami about what new attack name to use, but we thought it went on too long. Nail was going to lambast Piccolo about using another grenade name immediately after Hellzone Grenade. He was going to suggest Nail Gun. There was originally a much longer scene of 17 getting his shit stomped, but we cut it down for pacing reasons. Why, yes, all of 16's movements are indeed Gundam and miscellaneous mecha sound effects. I was very excited to use them. And yes, this is a Wishmaster reference. Honestly, really surprised how many people know that scene. All of 17's lines here are improv. Thank you, Gon Xingba. And that's it! Thanks for tuning in for another episode breakdown. I'd stick around a little longer, but I have the breakdown for 48 to work on and episode 49. So please, check out our gaming channel, our Patreon, and stay tuned for the next exciting episode breakdown. See ya!